I'm Hamish Jackson Mee. I am the VP of Product and Design at Nscale. I love working at Nscale because it's a tight family of very talented and smart people, very driven by what we're building. We build everything from the data centers, the power that goes into the data centers, the infrastructure that we fill the data centers with, the platform that runs on top of that infrastructure, right up to the sort of application level services that provide enterprises and developers of all sorts AI tooling, the ability to use, deploy, fine-tune models. The benefits for doing that is that it allows us to operate and optimize every layer, whether that's tuning GPU kernels, whether it's benchmarking differing inference engines. It allows us to really be selective around what we're trying to build, hyper-focused on that AI use case and supporting the AI workload, which is really valuable and creates, a cost-effective, performant, and ultimately a really efficient service for our end users. We differentiate from hyperscalers because we are a lot leaner in the services that we've built. Hyperscalers started with traditional cloud. We are building for AI, and that allows us to be, very focused and selective around the services that we build to support those workloads. Inference, fine-tuning, and training, the key sort of three pillars of AI. Those cover differing use cases for differing verticals, such as financial services, healthcare, telecommunications, and what we call AI native businesses, which are typically foundational model builders or people really working at the frontier of AI development, such as creating agents for different industries or other platform services that enable all sorts of AI use cases. We've had to really build from the bottom up, finding good people as we build. There's operational challenges to overcome when you operate from physical infrastructure through to software and like a digital space, and getting those sort of people to communicate and work together is always challenging. Creating that kind of tightness with our communications and accountability, it's quite a flat hierarchical organization, so that creates a lot of sort of shared accountability and ownership over what we're building. We've also operate within squads, so we break out our engineering teams into smaller units that often consist of people that are typically working at the application layer or the infrastructure layer, working together and on new things that they haven't previously worked on. And that kind of creates a shared knowledge and understanding of different areas, which is quite unique, especially for a vertically integrated business like Nscale, where we really are operating at every layer. We put a lot of effort into defining how we should use AI internally, promoting it, making it an expectation, but also something that people can trust and feel empowered to use, versus if you create or generate a document and then be that held against you for using AI, that's going against the thesis that we sort of believe in. I think by empowering people to do that, you suddenly see a lot of efficiency and people doing a lot more. I spoke to one of our engineers last week and asked how many lines of code had he written in the last 6 months, and he said he hadn't written a single line of code since June, which kind of speaks to just how automated a lot of the processes are, and it's allowed us to build services extremely quickly. That's one of the ways we're meeting the scale. We're also checking and testing everything we do with AI at the same time, so there's quite sophisticated pipelines and processes for when we are using it to make sure it's checked and validated, so that it's not spitting out stuff we don't want. Infrastructure is obviously found physically, but the services that we've built are built to be distributed, and we build our orchestration services and differing core platform capabilities to be able to operate across multiple sites, multiple parts of the world. And the way that benefits end users is that they get differing performance based on where those sites are. So inference, for example, serving tokens to a customer, location matters. And the idea for Nscale to scale globally is that we will be able to offer more performance to more people in more parts of the world sooner, as well as having sort of a hub and spoke model where we have big hubs for workloads like training, and then spoke deployments for edge use cases where people want to inference against things closer to them. The industry is moving really quickly with development, the use of agents within the workplace, the automation that's happening across most white-collar work. The ability to both build the platform and use that at the same time is happening really quickly. I think we have a huge opportunity to be able to do that, to be able to show that we use it internally and operationalize it. I think the transparency of what we build and the quality of the services that we build and provide customers and work alongside them is true, both from the actual end service, so we provide observability across everything, but also the way we work with the customers as well, and that we bring the same sort of ethos that we have internally within our engineering org to the customer and really work alongside their teams in a transparent way. That's really landed with a lot of people. It feels like they're on the journey with us and we're building together.